Hi class, today we are going to measure the length of objects. Length is how long an object is end to end. So here we have a ruler, which is a standard unit of measurement, right? Most people use rulers to measure, or people use tape measures to measure. Okay, so these are standard units of measurement. But cubes are non-standard units, right? Not many people use cubes to measure, but we can use them, and we can also use pennies to measure. Now, I'm sure a lot of you have pennies at home, so I chose to use these because you can try the activity. So, I have a shoe here, an LOL doll, and a remote control. So we're going to measure the length of these objects. So here I have a shoe. We're going to measure from one end to the other end. So when we measure, we want to make sure that we don't put spaces. You see, that's a space there. We don't want that when we measure. We want the objects to touch. So here's 1 penny, 2 pennies, 3 pennies. 1, 2, 3, 4 pennies, 5, 6. Yeah, I think I could fit one more. Sure they're lined up. 7. So from one end to the other end. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 pennies long. All right. I'm going to leave the pennies with it so we can compare later. Compare the lengths. Here we go. All right, let's try the LOL doll. So from one end to the other end. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, one more, 5. 5 pennies long. So if we look, the shoe is 7 pennies long and the LOL doll is 5 pennies long. So which is longer? Yes, the shoe is longer. It has more pennies. All right, so let's move that here. Try to keep it together. Oh, the remote. Ooh. It's long. All right, here we go. Let's do this. 1. Right there. Where we're down from. 2, 3, 4. You see how they're touching? There's no spaces. 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Yeah, I'm going to say 13. Let me make sure they're all touching. Yep. 13 pennies long. So the shoe is 7 pennies long. The LOL doll is 5 pennies long. And the remote is, how many did we say? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 pennies long. So which item is the longest? The remote. So for a home activity, if you have pennies, maybe you have a lot of nickels, maybe you have a lot of dimes, maybe you have a lot of paper clips, whichever item you have a lot of, you can use to measure. So you can measure something like a marker or a fork. It could be a real fork. If you wanted to use that, a book, right? There are many things in the house that you can measure, and we're going to measure I want you to measure the length of the items. Remember, length is how long an object is from end to end, from one end to the other end, right? The length.